great result by our guys. I think Tulane's a really good football team. They had a really good plan. I thought they executed the plan really well. In the first half, they had us on our heels, hit a lot of what we call dover or over routes off of vertical looks that we kind of knew were coming. We just didn't cover them, and we've got to shore that up, or people are going to continue to expose it. So that was really poor on defense, and we'll get that fixed. Offensively, I thought in the second half we played much better. Didn't help on offense. The first half we couldn't get off the field on defense. I challenged the guys at halftime, not upset or anything. I just said we can play better. We can play better on both sides. And Marquise Siegel, Avery, Hadley, Austin Moore, some of the older guys and captains, they stepped up, and that was player-led. And I told the guys at the end of the game, that was a culture win. Discipline, toughness, commitment to be selfless, and that's what that was today. And we beat a good Tulane team, dang good Tulane team on the road. So happy to escape with a win.
What went so right for you guys? Those big defensive plays.
We got after the quarterback a lot more, and that was one of the things we talked about. In some of the big zones we were playing, they were max protecting and clearing our safety out and bringing somebody back underneath, and we just weren't getting there. And so we brought more people. We had to. We knew we were going to maybe give up a play here or there, but we had to bring pressure. And hey, we had to play tight man coverage. The one play in the third quarter that we didn't like was the 3rd and long, and we were in a big zone coverage, and the kid had all day, and he completes a 3rd and 20 something. And then after that, I know Joe's like, heck with it. We have to pressure these guys, and if the quarterback beats us, he beats us. They did a great job on that last series, slipping the running back out after he protected. And I said, Joe, keep bringing it. You got to keep bringing it, because we had to be able to keep getting hits on them.
After the big play on the 3rd and 20, you seemed to have an extended conversation with the refs. What was that about?
It was an operational error, in my opinion. They said they'd look at it with a substitution that somebody ran on, and so that should allow us to substitute with 8 seconds left. They didn't see it, so they didn't see it, and that's the explanation, and I got to live with that explanation. Regardless of how that went, we can't give up a 3rd and 20. That just can't happen, and it did.
You had some remarks about the offensive line. How would you assess that?
It's a work in progress. We've got to continue to be better. It helps to have a really mobile guy back there that can elude some pressure, and he did that. We got to shore up some things with people running stunts and stuff. We got better, I think, in the second half. We had kids open. We had guys open, and sometimes we just didn't have time to throw it. And so we've got to continue. I kind of thought we were going to be a little bit of a work in progress on offense as the year went. What happened today that didn't happen last week, and one of them was special teams, is we didn't turn the football over, and we got 2 huge turnovers from them. And in a close ball game on the road, Austin Romaine maybe got the strip, Jack Fabers picks it up and scores. That was the game changer. And then BJ intercepting the pass. I didn't see the pass interference, but thankfully they called it, and that gave us a new life. We brought pressure. They threw a couple out of the end zone where Jacob had really good coverage, and then BJ makes the pick. But we found a way to get out of here.
Dylan Edwards made a lot happen with the carries he had today. You see his fine stat line. Do you think maybe we need to get him a little bit more?
I don't think about that when it's a 20-20 and 27-27 game. I'm trying to find different ways to try to win the game. I was excited to see what he did with the limited carries. And he has 13 yards of carry. DJ had 6 yards of carry. We can run the football. We just have to continue to let it set up our pass game. Now, we did hit a couple of shots. The one to Keegan was huge after they went up by 7. That was huge to get that on first down. Avery threw a great ball, and Keegan made a great play.
After 2 games, what do you think of your guys' offensive sequencing when it comes to calling plays?
I got to keep looking at it. Obviously, we're 2-0, so we're able to win and still make corrections. And this is going to be a fast week of corrections, as you guys know, because we play on a short week. We've got to take care of the guys. I told the players, we have to coach better. All of us, me included. We have to coach better, and they have to allow us to coach them better. And We didn't have the best week of practice, in my opinion, from an execution standpoint, and that showed up in the first half. But that's why I say our culture won, in the fact that it's hard to overcome a poor week of practice, in my mind, from an execution, not energy and all that other stuff, execution. But we did, because of the guys that have been in the program for as long as they have, to say, you know what, we got to step up and make some plays. So I'm happy with the win. We still got to make some corrections both sides.
Another slow offensive start.
Same thing. We got to keep making corrections, and we've got to see what our identity is, Fitz. I mean, that's what we're trying to figure out, what our identity is from a run game and from a pass game. And you know, it's not getting late. I told the guys it's September 7th. I don't want to have any panic, but we've got to do some things and figure out what we're going to be on both sides of the ball. Really, are we going to be a big zone team like we've been in the past? Or are we going to be a man pressure team? Are we going to be a play action team, an RPO team? Are we going to be a gap scheme, zone scheme? There's a lot of things we've got to get figured out. Unfortunately, we've got to figure it out by Friday night.
How did DJ Gibbons' overall performance run out get into how productive he's been for you guys, going back to last season?
Kid was turned today. That play where he scored the touchdown, it was supposed to be a bubble to him, and that's the experience of DJ and the patience of Avery of letting him say, okay, it's not there. Was that a fourth down play?
Fourth down.
Yeah, and he just continued on and extended the play, and Avery did a great job extending the play. That's fun to see for me, because the play broke down and both those two kids responded. An older kid and a young guy made a big time play there. And so DJ is just a great football player.
You say this is a culture win. How good of a sign is that the guys are stepping up?
I think you got to keep reminding them what wins games a lot of times. These guys sticking together. I don't know what our penalties were. We had 8 for 65. That's a little bit too many, but we didn't turn the football over. Culture is holding each other accountable, and one of our awards we gave to Avery, and Avery gave it to Marquise Siegel, because Marquise Siegel challenged Avery and challenged his leadership. That's awesome to see, because we have kids that are holding each other to the standard that they expect. That's a culture.
You mentioned the scoop and score with Romaine and Fabers. Was that really the turning point in the game?
Absolutely it was, because they were driving and we needed to make a turnover. We hadn't created one the whole season, and what a better time to have it happen. And Jack Fabers is a redshirt freshman, hasn't played a lot. A lot of kids would dive on that. And Jack, because he's a coach's kid, was smart enough to pick it up and score, and that was huge. That was a turning point. And then obviously they had a chance to come back. I was disappointed we didn't get a first down or two and take more time off the clock. They stopped us. And then, they had a nice drive, but we hung in there, and BJ made the big pick.